Hello everyone and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm your host Carol Kahn and we are coming to you live from Sedona Rouge Hotel, which is one of our sponsors, along with Broadcast Rentals and Sedona Advertising Agency. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of this year's film festival. And I'd like to introduce you to one of our filmmakers who is here with us right now.
Hello guys, my name is Piotr Kabat. I'm Polish and I co-directed an animated short film called Minor Accident of War.
Now, this is your first time in Sedona?
This is my first time Sedona and already loving it.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you here. Now, is this your first time in the United States as well, or just in Sedona?
That's first time in Sedona, definitely not the first time in US. Thanks guys for having us. It's a really nice event.
It's a long way to come.
Long way to come, yeah. Even we drove up from LA, so that itself was a long way to come.
Right. That's a lot shorter than coming from Poland.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your film.
Oh, it's a short animated documentary based on a real story of a guy who flew in B-17s over Berlin. He was part of the crew and they got shut down and he was part of the crew that survived. And 20 years after the crash, he wrote a poem, and this year we made a film based on that. I got invited on the project early April, I think. I got a message from the producer, also a niece of the hero of the film, Diane, who invited me to make this film. And we were running on a very tight timeline because we finished the film by the end of October, so we basically did the film in just 5 months, which is very unlikely for animated film.
Now, did you do the animation?
Yeah, I co-directed and animated the whole thing. So it was very unlikely thing to do it mostly by myself in such a short span of time. The style of animation is a very not I would say not in a traditional Disney style. It's more like illustrated animation. It's rooted deeply in comic books and novels, graphic novels, but it has also a lot to do with traditional printmaking. So it's balancing in between those worlds.
Mm-hmm. So we do have a clip. I'd like to play a clip of that, and then we can talk more.
It was over target Berlin. The flak shot up our plane. Being hit, we had to drop out of formation right away, losing speed and altitude. And we went down with a crash. I made up my mind to survive.
What do you think when you're watching that?
I already got used to it, but still it feels fresh, which is very good. It seems like the project is good, but because I usually get really tired of looking at my stuff, and after completing I don't watch it anymore. But once the project is successful, you start coming out to festivals and you're sort of forced to keep on watching that, even though you spend a lot of time on it. But I still feel some chills watching it and knowing it was a real story and it has some deeper meaning.
Do you ever feel like, and I know you've done this and you animated it and you just said that, sometimes you get tired of watching it, but sometimes you feel like after watching it that you're kind of proud of it in a way too, because you're telling a story that maybe nobody really knows about and you're bringing back some important information.
Yes, I'm every time I watch it with an audience in cinema, I'm very satisfied with it, and I always look out for the audience reaction to the film. It's very comforting to see people react the way we intended them to react. So, and especially at this festival, the response of the audience was very good and very welcoming, and we really enjoyed it.
What are some of the comments that people have been saying about this particular film?
I think people are moved by this film, and they really mean it. They're sincerely moved, which is something special. And for me, it's very special also to get somehow involved in the whole history and become part of it by making a film and bringing this story back to life, basically.
Well, you did bring the story back to life, and also the man who wrote the poem.
Yes.
So you've brought that, and he struggled to stay alive,
Yeah.
which is part of the story.
Yeah, we definitely need to mention Edward Field, who's the author of the poem that the story is based on, who survived the crash, and he's still alive. He's 95 years old and lives on his own in New York, and he came out to the screening in New Orleans.
What was it like meeting him?
Oh, it was magical. I think it could have been, or it was the most significant thing that I ever experienced. And I don't really think that I will ever meet someone like Edward with such a big and rich history in his life. It was definitely something special.
So animation, is that something that you continually do? Do you work on animation quite a bit?
Yeah, in the past I've done a bunch of music videos, some commercials. I work in motion graphics, so that's what I've always intended to do. But I would say film is like my go-to thing, and my art background and the fact that I did college made the animation, like animation is the outcome in between the film world and art world, and that's what you can see in the film.
Now, was this your first film?
No, definitely not. Worth to mention is that I was approached by the producer, Diane, because she found me on Vimeo based on the work that I did 8 years ago and was stuff-picked and was floating around the internet for a couple of years. And somehow she found me, and then we did the film, and now we're here.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah, if you think about it on such a small scale, like her finding me, and then thinking about the whole story of Edward and how all those events collided, that we made this film. It's very, very exceptional.
Now, obviously, this was way before your time.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
So, I mean, interpreting, what happened, did you have to do a whole lot of research yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I kept an eye out on details. I wanted to keep to do the plane very well, to really pay attention to it, because I know people who watch history films really pay attention to the details, and I want to respect the audience, because my dad watches a lot of those films, and I used to watch a lot of those films with him, so he would always point out all the mistakes or things that weren't supposed to be in history film. So I tried to keep it as close to reality as possible, even though it's artistic interpretation of it. It's still based on real stuff.
And what did your dad say about the film?
Well, I think he loved it. He really liked it.
So you passed the test.
Yeah. He didn't point out any mistakes, so.
That's good. That's
yes.
good. And when is the film going to be shown again?
It's actually going to be shown today at 7 p.m. We were incredibly lucky to be screened with the feature documentary To Be of Service. So we were in two block of 2 films. We're being screened in front of that feature. And then who knows? We already got into a lot more festivals, and we're planning to do a lot more. See how it goes.
So you're going to be in America for quite some time, I think.
I got my plane back on March 3rd, so this is This is the deadline.
You have a lot to cram in before then.
Yeah, it's already stacking up. So
Well, congratulations to you. Really, it's a beautiful, well done film. So I really appreciate.
thank you so
being
much,
here.
and always also a big thanks to the whole crew, because I need to mention the sound designer Michał Wojcik, who did incredible job with combining all the sounds together. Also Alex Gimeno, who was composer for the film and came to the project very late and kind of saved it too. Did wonderful track. Also Alex Cooper-Schmidt, the animation consultant, and thanks to our friends in motion who cut this great trailer, and Ryan Schwinke.
Awesome. I feel like I'm at the Oscars.
Not
Is
yet.
anyone else? Well, how can people find
And
out
of course,
about the
Diane
film?
Weiss, the producer. who
There we go.
invited- yeah.
And how can people find out about the film?
We got a website for the film. It's worldwar2shortfilm.com. It's like www.shortfilm.com.
Okay.
We got Instagram, and you can look it up through the festival's website as well. And
Well, awesome. I can't wait to
Yes.
hear audience reaction from Sedona, and good luck this evening with it.
thank you so much.
All right, and we will be back in just a short minute, but if you are online, Instagram, Facebook, hashtag Sedona Film Festival 2020 and hashtag Film Festival Sedona 26. We'll be back with more filmmakers right after this.